Hello, I'm Joseph Naham, Congressional Candidate for New York's 4th District, and I'm going to give a bit of a blowout after I heard what Cenk Turk said about Carly Fiorina, mostly not what he said about her, but about the binary choice. I'm running as a Green Party candidate. We have this opportunity to do the important task of providing alternative options, ideas on issues that really matter to this country, to my state, to my county, and my communities. And we wouldn't have that option if we didn't have third parties allowed in this country. Now, I've been watching the Young Turks. I think I'm a paid subscriber. And I'll cut right to a few really frustrating topics. One is Young Turks tried to have a debate focused on the Green New Deal, but they only invited, or were only intending to invite, the Democratic Party presidential candidates. Why wouldn't they have invited a Green Party presidential candidate? The Green Party created the Green New Deal. That is a fact. Howie Hawkins, running for governor in the state of New York, was the first candidate in the history of America to run on the policy of the Green New Deal. That was about a decade ago. Young Turks haven't mentioned any of the Green Party candidates for president. Howie Hawkins actually is running for president. He actually clinched the nomination. And he has on his website the Economic Bill of Rights, the Green New Deal, how important the deadlines are, how they are getting funded, the departments that are going to need to be enacting these desperately needed policies so our standards improve. Turk talks about how he's concerned about Biden being pulled from one side to the other side. He references the other side a whole great deal. Most of his show is about Donald Trump or any Democrat or corporate Democrat that he doesn't agree with. But I bet he agrees with the majority of policies that the Green Party stands for and supports. I'm not getting paid. Thousands of American Green Party members are not getting paid, and we're out there working to try to get our candidate on the ballot throughout the country, because a healthy democracy shows we have a lot of options. When you reduce the amount of options, that's a sign of a very sick democracy. The state of New York, Andrew Cuomo, last month passed his budget, and included in the budget was a strange amendment, which basically restricts third-party access to ballot lines in the state of New York. New York, a progressive state, now is the second most restrictive state in allowing third-party candidates access to a ballot line. The only other state that's more restrictive is Texas, but I've been tweeting this at the Young Turks. I've been tweeting about not having a Green Party candidate or someone representing the Green Party, somebody very much enlightened about what the Green New Deal should be on your program. And it's either ignoring, dismissal. There's never been a response from Cenk Turk or anybody from the Young Turks. Does that be Cenk? He was running his own campaign. But when you look into the camera at all of your viewers and tell them we have a binary choice for election. That's a lie. That's false. It's actually fascism when you tell people these are your choices when there's multiple more choices. And yes, these choices deserve a fair coverage from the media, which we know they don't. And I believe that Cenk Turk and the Young Turks were progressive and not only would complain about Biden being pulled from one side to the other, but would at least show the other side. If you think of yourselves as talking about progressive by only mentioning the squad, you're gravely delusional. I'm not trying to be insultive, but there's the Green Party platform. We stand for everything that the squad is in favor of and more. We want to get all of the money out of the defensive, not the majority of money out of the defense department. We need Medicare for all. We don't need single payer. We need Medicare for all. We need to not just halt rent during COVID-19, but we also need to provide support for landlords. Because what happened in the Depression was you saw a lot of landlords not being able to collect rent, and they were not able to pay their taxes. So big corporations, real estate corporations came and bought out all of the residential units, and then they priced out the frontline communities. We need a hard stance to support frontline communities and get them income equity. A Green New Deal, an economic Bill of Rights. And I'm just very frustrated, very disappointed at how not only the Young Turks avoids talking about the real policies that are available to be put out into the ether, but are now, for their own, wherever they're filtering out the Green Party, they're deciding to just say it's a binary choice. It's disingenuous. Our democracy can be hopeful to become enlightened only if we provide options, positive options, progressive options. Howie Hawkins is way more progressive than Bernie Sanders is. So is Dario Hunter. I just... I thought the Young Turks would have at least, even if they didn't interview third-party candidates, would at least reference their policies to show in black and white, this is what can be done. But you're not. In fact, you're now just saying it's a binary statement. And one other thing, I'm sorry, I'm emotional, but if the reason you're going to say it's a binary choice and you reference because third parties took voters away from the election in 2016 or 2000, that is totally untrue. The Democratic Party only has about 55%, and that's a gracious estimate but the Democrats do not get more than 55% of their registered voters to come out and vote for their candidates. And that's because look who you choose. You choose Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden or Al Gore to be the candidate. They're not gonna inspire your Democratic voters to come out and vote, and they didn't. A totally different party has candidates who have messages and leadership skills that connect with people, and we come out and we vote for that person. If you think of guilting or blaming an iota on one of those voters for exercising their democratic right, then we're walking a scary path down to fascism. I hope the filtering out of progressive policies from a progressive party ceases. I hope that the Young Turks will give some airtime to at least the policies that we've worked tirelessly on. I hope you even bring up some of the restrictive and oppressive acts that Democratic governors have been doing against third parties. We want clean air, clean water, safer communities, greener environment, better education. We want the egalitarian society. As far as I feel, we're allies. But it's not coming across that on your part. So it's only June, and there's time. Peace.